Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ecamm Network News and Entertainment. My name is Anna Hale.
And I'm Fuljens. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday and welcome to ENN. Today we're going to be talking about Leap into Tools and Tactics, a short recap, and we have an incredible guest who was a speaker at Leap who's going to be joining us and talking about staying calm as an entrepreneur or a solopreneur. Fuljens.
Yes, and that will be Andrew Moon, founder of Orange Nomad, will be joining us a little bit later on right here on ENN.
And because it's all about Leap, we have an incredible trivia and you will get a chance to win a replay pass. So that is going to be pretty awesome. And if you're familiar with our trivia, it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. And for those who are interested in purchasing a replay pass, although you'll be able to win one free here if you win, it is $45 for tons of value, tons of content. There's a QR code for those who are interested, but good luck to those who are participating in tonight's trivia.
That is right. So now let's say hello to the family before we get into it.
Let's go. Mr. Roth, hello. Good to see you here.
Hello, Diana.
Tatiana, getting dinner ready and tuning in to my favorite dynamic duo. Hello, everyone.
Tatiana.
Yes. Oh, we have Saeed.
Saeed, hey.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yes, that was a great breakout session that we had this past Friday. Matt Haas and the puppies are ready. As you can see, Lilo and Stitch up on the screen right here.
Yeah, and I see and I see he's coming from awesome fun things, right? Yes, because today is a lot of fun.
Andrew Moon, this is going to be lit. Yes. Mr. Moderator is here. Hello. Jolie Locks. Hello.
Hi.
Very good to see you. And we have running up the bill early. Samuel.
Sammy.
Good to see you. We have Ballard Vibes.
Oh my gosh.
Here.
Hello, Ballard. I haven't seen you in a minute.
And George Canellis. Very good to see you. Good to see everyone here.
Yeah, and Sammy just says that he has been loving the Ecamm backpack so much.
Nice.
Sammy, you need to post a picture of how you look and how this amazing bag would. He won here after a streak of not winning, right? That's what you said. And you get that incredible backpack. Yes. It's an Ecamm creator backpack.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty cool. We have people still tuning in. Maggie Rose, hello. Michael Drummond, hola. Good to see you all.
Hola, Maggie
Awesome.
Rose. Yes, so fam, for those of you who did not attend Leap, we're going to be talking about Leap. You will get a chance to get the replay. It was a 3-day event where everything that you need to know about creating and about workflows and about tools for productivity, for getting your streams repurposed, for scheduling streams, for collaboration. I mean, everything that you need to bring your business to the next level was covered in Leap. Mm-hmm. And that is available as a replay pass for $45, but you will also get a chance to win it here. So with that said, I mean, Stephanie opened up the event talking about the creator economy. And what I liked about that is that it wasn't just about, the creator economy is expected to be X billion dollars, or it was about the facts. About, okay, so here you are with all of these tools that you have. Are you going to be a solopreneur? And if you are, what are you doing to help you with the processes that takes to increase your bottom line? And if you're going to move on from being a solopreneur to an entrepreneur, which is where more, you get more money, more opportunities, what are you doing towards that? So that was a pretty awesome opening, right?
Absolutely.
Open up so for those of you who joined and enjoyed that keynote, please let us know your thoughts about it. What have you thought about afterwards? What resonated with you? What resonated with you, Fuljens?
I have a lot of catching up to do, to be honest, because last week was this is where the replay passes come in handy.
Yeah.
And then we had a breakout session and we spoke about like whether or not things resonate with you, but what is it that you want to build on and improve upon, for the year and beyond, and work out those sessions, right? So
Right.
what stood out to me was the email marketing session. So I definitely want to check those out, take when I have the time.
Yeah.
Paul Gowder has a session on email marketing. Liz Wilcox has a session on email marketing as well.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to focus on that. I also want to improve the content management. So I'm going to play Matt Haas's session for a second time.
Right. Yeah.
I definitely want to check that
Yeah.
out. Check that out again. But again, so in this, there's a lot. There's so much. There's so much in Leap. It's 3 full days of content, right? But everything is well organized, well laid out, and if you're just new to Leap or you don't know where to start, you don't necessarily, although it'll be great to go through everything, but definitely like what is it that you want to improve on, what stands out to you, and start there and pick apart those.
Yeah. Yeah, and those, as you mentioned, the tools to grow, right? Whether you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, the tools to grow were they're all throughout the entire conference. It's all about tools and tactics, right? And then Luria talked about how graphics can increase the engagement of your streams. As you know here, right? We do it with the trivia. We do it sometimes with other pop-ups, but graphics do increase engagement, and she talked all about that and a little bit more, which is all about increasing your viewership and your email list, right? Because you're going to be using emails to generate more leads and be able to, with all the things that are happening with the platforms, right? The Facebooks and the Instagrams and things like that you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when they're going to be taking those viewers away. Creating an email list it's just imperative if you want to have more control over your audience. And Liz gave an amazing freebie, right? And there were so many freebies. I signed up for her email newsletter, and I see why she's so amazing at it. And every single email that she sends in that newsletter is just strategically done. It's not too much information. It's just enough. And then it builds on top of each other. So if you have not signed up for her newsletter and you're interested in learning more about newsletter building, sign up for hers. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Those are the ones I definitely want to check out.
Yeah. So let's see what the fam has to say about that, what their favorite part, their takeaways.
Neil, stopping by for a moment before bedtime. Get some well-deserved rest.
We will give you a call, Neil, maybe.
Some well-deserved rest.
Lullaby and good night.
Sammy is giving praise to the Ecamm backpack. Absolutely. Could pack up a fully rigged up FX30 in the backpack plus a MacBook Pro.
Oh, nice. See?
Yes.
Yeah. And you look stylish too. That's the thing.
Matt Haas says Stephanie's always dropping knowledge. Absolutely. And we have updated day 1 into the Replay Pass portal. Day 1 is now in the Replay Pass portal. And it's also important to know that not only do you get Leap into tools and tactics, but you also get the past Leap sessions as well.
Yeah.
That's Leap into live selling, Leap into podcasting, Leap into live streaming boot camp.
Yeah.
A lot of leaps, a lot of sessions, a lot of content there.
Yeah. Mary Lou! Hello.
Mary Lou, hello. Hello, very good to see you here. And yes, I'm going to be making full use of the replays too. Lots to catch up on. Yes, lots to catch up. Again, 3 full days of content. 3 full days of content. And if you need to do catching up like some of us, the replays and the guidebook is $45. Here's the QR code. Mr. Moderator also shared the link in the chat. And you have the chance tonight to win a free replay pass.
That is right. And before we continue into the incredible world of Leap, remember that Creator Camp tickets go on sale this Wednesday. And I have already been getting tons of email personally asking about what it is. I've been getting some LinkedIn, also LinkedIn questions about Creator Camp. So a lot of people are interested and there are limited tickets. So if you know that you want to go as soon as they go live, go on and get them, because last year's Creator Camp was incredible. A lot of the speakers who were at Leap were attended Creator Camp, and that I'm pretty sure that all of that networking had to do with it. So it is an incredible opportunity to meet not only all of the Ecamm fam, but also meet those who you talk to in the chat, right? Because the majority of them do attend Creator Camp. So that is, they go live this Wednesday. So make sure that as soon as you get that email, you register.
Yeah, definitely. We have some more feedback from Leap. Dan says Tanya Smith was incredible.
Oh my gosh, yes.
#OG.
Yes, thank you, Dan. She was great with Gail and talking about it. Yes, yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of great information. And
I actually downloaded
Gail?
the link to Gail, yeah. I have to check it out. It's very thorough.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, a lot of values from Leap. So before we get our incredible guest on, Andrew Moon, we are interested in knowing, what do you consider yourself to be? An entrepreneur or a solopreneur? And this will be information that we will talk about later with Andrew Moon. But what do you consider yourself? Do you consider to be a solopreneur or an entrepreneur? Right? So solopreneur typically is, I believe all entrepreneurs start as solopreneurs, right? Because we start first and we do everything ourselves. And it comes to a point where we want to scale the business, and then we're faced with the decision whether we want to scale up, which means entrepreneur, because now we're gonna hire a team. We're going to be, scaling up the team, the business, or a solopreneur where you do everything and you're okay with just doing everything and you just want to be a solopreneur. So, what do you consider yourself to be? So let's see. Oh my gosh. Dan is a brokepreneur. You can change that, Dan. You can so change that.
Saeed says solopreneur.
Solopreneur, okay. Okay, so okay, I'm a broke. Oh, okay, I'm the best employee of the year. Gotcha. You know exactly. You're the best employee.
And
entrepreneur. Okay.
Edupreneur. I like that.
Okay.
Because I'm neither as well, and I'll tell you which one I am in a second.
Solopreneur, of course, a Taurus. I see, George.
Entrepreneur,
Okay.
Still doing things myself. Solopreneur, says George. And Toily, consider myself a creator. I'm just trying to entertain people.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that's so for Andrew, that means a creatorpreneur. I believe that's what Andrew calls it. So we're gonna hear all about that. And there are different things out there that whether you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, apply to your processes. But there are some processes that are that differentiate a little bit whether you are a solopreneur and an entrepreneur. We're going to hear about that. So here is our amazing guest, Andrew Moon, who is going to be talking to us about the calm and how to be calm while you are just doing business and making money. Right? That's what we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
Here we go. So entrepreneurs is entrepreneur. Oh my gosh. Andrew Moon.
Andrewpreneur. Let's do it.
Entrepreneur. That's what
perfect.
Andrew is.
Andrewpreneur.
Andrew Moon is a lifelong entrepreneur who has launched and run several successful businesses of his own since age 8. And after running a successful technology company for 10 years, which he sold in 2014, he founded Orange Nomad to help small businesses and entrepreneurs bridge the gap between strategy and execution.
And without further ado, here is the Andrewpreneur.
All right, you have dubbed a new word, and I'm totally putting that on a T-shirt. Hashtag, trademark, all.
That's it. Andrewpreneur.
Welcome, Andrew. Welcome.
Oh, it's so good to be here.
Yes, it's so exciting to have you here and to get your calmness and talk about all of that. Because as you mentioned, being an entrepreneur and doing everything by ourselves, it can take a toll on ourselves, on our families, on everybody around us, depending on the level of stress we put on ourselves for being, entrepreneurs. So go ahead, Andrew, and share a little bit more about yourself with our incredible audience.
I have to tell you, everybody doesn't believe the age 8 thing, but that's when the entrepreneurial bug bit me, was age 8. I ran a business. I'll save that one because I know that's in a trivia question.
Yes.
So I won't say what the business was. But I ran a business with my older brother and my 2 older cousins. And, I came from a region just probably about a hour out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So everything was steel, coal, and the railroad where my dad worked. But I knew at age 8, I knew that was not the life. I didn't want to go, work in a steel mill, didn't want to go in a hole in the ground, didn't want to work on the railroad. I wanted to do something different. So that's when I just knew. I knew at 8 years old when I was running this business that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to work for somebody else. But I've had a number of businesses throughout the years. I know we've the term, what is the term they put on a serial entrepreneur? I guess that was me. I get bored. I tried something different. So I've had a few normal jobs, got fired from both of them. So went out with a blaze of glory. I don't make the best employee, I've found.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just knew that I wanted to write my own destiny, and I didn't want somebody else calling the shots on where my life took me. And I'm glad that I did, because I saw what has happened in steel and coal and the railroads in this country. Many of my uncles and a lot of those I grew up with, they're without pensions now, because a lot of those companies went belly up, sent all of the production overseas, and it's sad. It's really sad to see. But I knew that, like I said, I knew I didn't want somebody else controlling my destiny. I wanted to be able to control my outcome as much as possible. But yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, good for you, because that's the majority, good for you, because it's the thing about, and there's something also that you mentioned that you learned, right? That it was different. Being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, is sometimes we identify just as the entrepreneur, right? Just the entity. Yeah. And that is the one thing, in my opinion, and I would like to hear yours, that people typically go, oh, I want to go back to corporate, or I'm not good for being an entrepreneur. I thought I wanted to, but I'm not. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Yeah, for me, I totally agree with that. And I really didn't get that whole, connection of identity with running a business till I sold my last business. But I think it's not for everyone. I think everybody can do it, but some people just like to have somebody else putting in the structure, and they're good with working within a structure. They may not be good at creating that structure. May not be, I don't know. Some people just aren't disciplined enough. I shouldn't say. I don't want it to be derogatory. Just some people aren't, good at managing time and creating systems and process and stuff like that. I've always nerded out on that stuff.
Right.
So.
Right.
And it's that to me is
just like
second
you said,
nature.
Some people just like to have the 9 to 5, which is great, right? Just come home, leave everything there, because as an entrepreneur, you don't leave anything. You don't leave anything like, oh, I'll be back later. You are on all the time, right? So
Yeah.
not a lot of people, like some of my friends, they are not entrepreneurs and they say, I don't know how to do this. I just want to go to work and I want to leave the work there and I just want to come back home and enjoy my life. Right? So, yeah.
Yeah, like, my dad was content with it. My dad worked for the railroad for 35 years, was content with it, raised 6 kids, and, we never went without. That was just, he taught me work ethic from that. And that's really, I love my dad for that. Like that stability that he made for us at home was great, but it also allowed me to go pursue, what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be in that pigeonhole.
Right. Yeah. Let's see what the fam says, because we posted the question, right? You heard, what do you consider yourself to be, a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, and then you have the word creatorpreneur, right? So let's talk about how, like, you gave a lot of great tips about how to, keep calm and be more effective and be more productive with those tips that you gave. So without giving too much, because it's in the leap, what advice can you offer to those who are either trying to scale up, right, from solopreneur to an entrepreneurs, or those who are solopreneurs and are trying to get more business, so like increase their bottom line, but still stay calm, right?
Yeah, it was that was one of the things that I chased with my last business. Like, I was part of peer groups where every time.
Where do you go? Oops, life happens. Okay, here we go. Okay,
There we go.
All right, here we go.
I'll kind of go from the top on that one. I guess, for me, I really didn't. I bought into that whole hustle and grind thing where I have to keep growing because everybody else is growing, and everybody tells you you got to get your business has got to get bigger. You got to scale. You got to get bigger. You have to have more employees. You got to do this. Got to do that. But I have found, after selling my last business, like it ran me into the ground for 10 years. I ran that business from the time my son was 6 months old till he was almost 10. But I bought into that mentality that you have to keep growing because that's what everybody expects. But I'm kind of contrarian with that now. I don't think that you need to grow just because everybody says you should grow. For me, like, especially the peer group I was part of, being an entrepreneur / solopreneur was looked down upon. Like, you're not a real business because it's just you.
Right.
Like, to me, if I had the ability to do what we do right now, 20 years ago, like, I would have never gone down. I would have never run my last business.
Right.
Like, it was just so much. And, I ran it in the tech space. So it was nonstop. It was 7 days a week by the end of it. And I just was like, that's it. And it wasn't until after, sitting on a beach after 10 years, first real vacation in 2015, that's when Orange Nomad was born. It was literally, I love the color orange. I'm sitting on a beach in Florida, visiting my parents and my nephews and nieces. And I was like, okay, I don't want to go back to that. I want to rewrite the path going forward and just rethink and unlearn what, success is.
Yeah.
Success is, what you want it to be, not what everybody else. And that's, when I started live streaming, that was the name of my live stream. Do what is necessary, but it's doing what's necessary for you. And it's different for everybody. What's absolutely necessary and brings you contentment is not the same for everybody. And I think that never before in history has it ever been better to do that than right now. And COVID really helped us all see that there's more to life than just working.
For sure.
So.
And thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Andrew, because that takes a lot of courage, right, to do, because you had to rebrand, right? You have to do all the rebranding while you had your family. And how was that? How was doing that for you?
It was My wife was okay with it. We've been married 28 years this June, so she's been along for this wild entrepreneurial ride for a while now. So she knows the ups and downs of running a business, and she has been just an absolute rock to me, being supportive of the things that we've done over the last 28 years. But it was hard because I had that nervousness because I have a 10-year-old son at the time, and I was like, yeah, we got to do. I had no idea what I was going to do. Mm-hmm. Like, for the first time, I didn't have the next business planned out. I just knew that I didn't want to do tech support anymore. I didn't want to run a managed IT company for attorneys and property management companies anymore. Like, I wanted to do something different. So I did. I hit the hard reboot on my life in 2014. Sold the business, walked away from everything, and, pretty much retired from the IT industry in 2014. And here we are a decade later. I never thought that I would be making a living talking to a camera. It's just awesome. The capabilities you have as a solopreneur right now, which I think had I had to go back and rewind that, I would have stayed small. Mm-hmm. If I had chosen that path last time, mm-hmm. I would have stayed small.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the IT industry, which they think that if you get to $1 million, like, unicorns and rainbows happen. That if you hit $1 million in revenue,
right.
that it's just something magical happens. It doesn't. Like, nothing magical happens
you
at
got
$1
there
million.
And it's like, okay, now what is it? The next million?
Right.
It was just over again. Yeah.
I was making less money, profit margin, at $1 million than I was at $500,000. Mm-hmm. But I had so many more headaches because I now had all of the people headaches that go along with running a business. Mm-hmm. Because it's not just about you anymore. You've got to take on, the hopes, dreams, aspirations, problems, and issues of the families of the people that work with you. And I'm just like, I stay small. Right now it's just me and my wife, and I'm like, I don't want employees. I don't want it anymore.
Right. And that's the thing, right? So that's the difference between, do you want to stay a solopreneur, but still, because as a solopreneur with the tools, and if you use AI now, just like you're saying, Andrew, like if we have those tools, right? Well, all of these, it could be the business that you don't need to scale up if you say that that's not for you, right? Having employees and taking their aspirations and their goals and the family, right? All of that comes to an entrepreneur who is like on the company, right? Yeah. So go ahead, Andrew.
I was terrible at it. That's what I found. Like, I was terrible at hiring people and doing performance reviews. It was like, I was like, that was the part of the business that I absolutely hated and was terrible at.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why do I want to do that now? Like, I started down that route, like just the habits. In 2015, I started teaching and started a LinkedIn agency. Ran that for 3 years, and I think we had 4 or 5, virtual admins doing the work behind the scenes. But I came to an epiphany. I'm like, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Like why? I'm going back to what I've always done, mm-hmm. and it was increasing the headaches.
Yeah.
It was increasing the amount of work I actually had to do, and I'm like,
because now you're managing people. You're not only managing the business, but you're managing people, and then like hiring an HR person to do that part for you would be like,
right. It's awesome because I stole Creatorpreneur from Ali Abdaal, and I just bought his book, Joe Paluzzi. Joe Paluzzi wrote the book on Creatorpreneur, so I just got it last week. I definitely haven't dug into it yet. Joe is a fan of Orange, by the way, lives like 2 hours from me. So I've been wanting to get on a stage with me and Joe. That would be a whole lot of Orange. But anyway, like right now, like you said, there's so many tools available that weren't even available 10 years ago that you can create a great life being a solopreneur. Mm-hmm. I mean, I look at people like Ali Abdaal, Thomas Frank, if you look at some of his latest videos, that's what he's saying now. He's got a staff of like 10 or 12, and like he wants to scale back. All his time is spent managing those people instead of creating. So I'm like, again, like, why would you want to, like, why do I want to do that? Like, I'm literally making more money now than I did with my tech business.
And you're more calm, right? You're
Right.
just right because you don't have all those things, and it's good if you find the right tribe. You would be okay. That tribe who's going to be with you, is going to have your vision, share it, go with you with it. But not everybody's like that, right? Not everybody wants to hustle the way you do because it's not their business. Right.
Exactly.
So then at that point, But let's go to the comments and see. I know we see you, fam.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to the comments and see what you have to say.
Here we go. We have. I think we could stay on that scene. I believe. Let's see here. Pull this up here. Here we go. Tatiana says, I highly recommend learning about the 4 Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. She talks about how different people handle inner and outer expectations. Very insightful.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Tatiana, good to see you on here.
Yes. Mr. Myra says, some people love creating process but are not good at doing and keeping them going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Dan says, if I can grow up to be half the entrepreneur Anna is, I'll consider myself very successful.
Aw, look at you, Dan.
Amen.
Saeed says, sometimes I just want someone to hug me and say, I know it's hard. You're going to be okay. Here's a coffee and $5 million.
All right, say, there you go. A hug, virtual hug for you.
And do you have any friends?
Here's a coffee and what is it? $5 million virtual for you. There you go.
Matt says, as I climbed the corporate ladder, I database and automated the boring stuff, tracking vacation days, etc. Mr. Myra says, I spent 33 years designing call center and running phone voicemail systems. I don't miss it.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, Paul.
And that's what I reflect on as well, because I'm coming from a background of 12 years in a nonprofit management. And I didn't consider myself a solopreneur or entrepreneur. I consider myself an intrapreneur, because here's an already established organization and I'm able to innovate and build and develop from within. And I have the complete freedom to do so. And as you mentioned, Andrew, I hit the reset button, a hard reset button around COVID time as well, when I got more into this creation and live video production. And I met Anna, who has been an entrepreneur for however long, right?
Since 8, like you, Andrew.
For a very long time. And that's what I'm learning from, but I still don't consider myself an entrepreneur. Right now I'm in a kind of a limbo process where I just consider myself a preneur, right? And but I still
You're a creatorpreneur.
I still apply the intrapreneur practices, because within Anna Hill Studios, within this business that we're growing together, I am able to apply what I've learned in the past 12 years of nonprofit management, where before Anna wasn't going after grants, and now we're able to write grants, and now which I'm so proud of, and it's so great that this is growing, and we have a youth program now, and I'm getting kind of emotional about it, because it's like, wow, and just and this thing is just taking off. This thing is taking off, and it's just growing, and it's just so amazing to know that we did that together. And so
awesome.
I think I'll stick to the intrapreneur, because I kind of appreciate. I love that. I love being able to come into a platform or a system that's already established and able to grow and build from within and create beautiful things.
Yeah.
See, and I think that's one of those things that that works. That is what's necessary for you. And that's awesome. Congratulations on, pulling back and leveling up and pulling people forward and, helping other people level up. That's what I'm all about now. I want the fulfillment from my work. That's what I'm after now. And that's what drives me and keeps me hungry. So that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. That's where you have to ask yourself, how do I want my life to look like? Right. So And what do I want my life to be? Do I want to take vacations? Do I want to relax? Do I want to be with my partner? Do I want to? Because we are in all different aspects of our lives. So depending on the chapter we're in, our lives are going to be different, right? So sometimes, like before I met Fuljens, I was 100% into the business, which is like most of the things that are being implemented now. I wrote them then, right? So I won the youth program, I won all of these things, but I didn't have as a solopreneur, right? I didn't have that next person that I could be like, okay, can you implement this for me? Because I already created it, so here you go. And I didn't have that. So a lot of solopreneurs out there, you need to find, for example, that one person if you would like to implement something to continue on. And that's where you come in, Andrew, right? Because you have all those systems. So go ahead with someone who comes to you, hey, Andrew, I want to do this, but I don't.
You know, that's what for me, systems and process bring calm. Like that to me, it's somebody got me that a couple weeks ago. It's Goody, it's time for a spreadsheet. Like, that's me.
Spreadsheets are good.
But it's a good compliment. Like, I'm the organized one, my wife's not. Like, we are a good, combination together. But what was your question again? I'm sorry, I blanked out on that.
So someone who was like, okay, so I wanna grow, right? I'm ready to grow,
Gotcha.
but I have so many things that I want to do, right? Because that's the big problem, right? We want to create because we're creators. So we have this huge list of things we want to create. How do we tackle them, right? Which one do we take first, and what processes do we apply to them?
That was the thing that I covered, like the first part of it. Like, I've coached over 1,000 small businesses and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs in the last 10 years. And what I've found with the vast majority of them, it's kind of a catch-22. There is the ability to manage an hour of your time. Mm-hmm. That's where I find the Achilles heel, because I could start creating systems and process, but if you're not able to stay focused for an hour to actually get something done,
Right.
like and that's the foundation of what I covered in, my 9-step framework. Mm-hmm. The whole foundational stuff is just being able to be aware of your habits, be aware of, the addiction to distraction that we have, unlearning what success is and defining it for yourself. I think once you get those core things down, then you can really, when you have control of what's going in your mind, you have control of what your time is doing and the choices you make. Like, that's when, if you don't have that basis, like, you could throw in all the systems at a broken process is never, you're doomed to failure.
Yeah, and it's going to be continue to add on to the list you already have, right? Because now you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to learn this system, really? And
exactly. And it was just, for me, like, one of the habits that I try to teach right off the bat is, calendar blocking, task batching, whatever you want to call that. Mm-hmm. Like, just having buckets of time to do things in your business and having that put into a calendar. Like, I live off of my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, like, I'm probably not going to do it. Mm-hmm. And I think for most entrepreneurs, that's probably that way. But if you don't have time on your calendar each week to work on creativity, if you don't have time to work on the operational stuff, you're never going to get to it if it's not in your calendar to work on it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I help them to try to see is, okay, if you audit your time over a week, how much time are you actually wasting, on Facebook?
Yeah.
Is that the first thing you open up in the morning? Mm-hmm. Are you putting your brain on high alert as soon as you get up in the morning? Mm-hmm. Because if you can't get into that creative space, then you feel that overwhelm of, okay, I got all these things to do. Where do I start? But I think, that's at the core of being able to know where your time is going. Mm-hmm. Having that buckets of time every single week, and life happens. Like, your calendar is not going to work out perfectly. Mm-hmm. But I know that, okay, every Thursday I'm going to be working on operational things inside of my business to get better. Mm-hmm. I know that, okay, Fridays I'm going to be working on marketing. Tuesdays, whatever it is, for me, I try to contextualize the stuff we got to do into themes of the day. That's what I call them, you know.
And that's good because that holds you accountable as much as it can hold you accountable to stick to those themes that you set yourself. And it comes with the habits, right, that you're talking about.
Yeah, because like for me, I have a harder time getting into a creative flow because, you know, I'm a analytical checklist, fix stuff mentality. So it's hard for me to switch over and get into flow. And that's why I prioritize and do things in themes during a day. Because switching from, you know, doing operations to sales to marketing to tech support, like that constant switch of your energy leads to overwhelm. Like you will feel overwhelmed if that is your day every single day.
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh. 100%. And, you know, and let's see what the fam is thinking about all of these things, all of these great tips, because it is true. We have to, if we create the system, the calendar, right? This day is for this. For me, Wednesday is my admin day, and then Friday is just like calming down, getting ready. If my son is with me, what am I gonna do? And getting back to those emails, like scheduling them, not actually sending them, but scheduling them and going over that afterwards. Because when you are just in constant go, one, you're not present so much into what's happening because you are in that go. And when your mind is like that, creativity really doesn't come there. Like creativity is like you're not there. It's just analytic, just like you said. It's just like what's logical right now. And creativity really is not logical. It's just all amazingness, you know, like everything. So let's see what the fam has to say.
Absolutely.
Jeremy says, you think running a brewery was fun? Nope, not during a worldwide pandemic. That was not in my business plan.
Oh, shoot.
So sorry.
Yeah, I had somebody who opened his first gym in February of 2020.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of people went open businesses and they did. I mean, you had to pivot, right?
Yes.
To doing virtual.
Everything virtual, yeah. Telehealth.
Yep.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
It was hard, though.
It was, and that's the thing. The pandemic tested everybody. A lot of things. Sorry, let's see.
Doc, with unpopular hot take, labels are basically BS, and getting twisted in the nomenclature of others is where we lose ourselves. Bump the label, do what is or feels right, and move with purpose. Me, I'm unlabeled.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't put a label on Doc for sure.
Just Doc. Doc Rock. Tatiana says, I need an Anna and Fuljens for my pocket.
we might get that sticker, Tatiana. We might just.
Jeremy says, I have a Cajun in your pocket. No joke. Who doesn't love being told, ooh, I love you, like pig loves corn, when they press a button?
I want to see that, Jeremy.
I live off checklist and to-do list calendar as well.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice.
Yes. Good.
James Hicks, hello.
James!
Love the avatar.
Yes.
Dope website, Andrew. I like that essentials theme.
That's the best theme on the internet, by the way. So, yeah.
Eden,
hello. I have to clear my to-do list to an extent before I can really get into a creative zone.
Oh, facts. Yes.
Right. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I remember this is from the Friday get together that we had during Leap. And Doc says, my system is simple. Wake up, be on purpose, move things, break norms, be better, stay perfectly whelmed, enjoy life and family, repeat.
Yeah.
So that's why Doc and I really have connected. Like, you know, we got to meet in person last year at People Video.
Yes.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
But yeah, it's just, you know, I think just understand, he and I, you know, talked about, you know, being introverted, you know, have some people label that, they let it, you know, prevent them from being their true self. But yeah, I think for me, it's just recognizing, okay, what parts of being an introvert prevent me from being at my best, and just knowing that. But yeah, like you said, it just, your energy ebbs and flows, and just being able to do things when you're at your best.
Right.
And again, I generally know Wednesday mornings especially, like I don't try to even get creative at all. Like it is done. That's when I do I do admin tasks. That's when I
Yeah.
do things that don't require tons of brain power.
Yeah, and that's great to know, right? Because you're like, okay, I'm not in here, and for me, Wednesdays are also the admin days. But when I get emails that require me to be creative, I do reply to them, but I move them to that day. And I said, what are you doing
Yeah.
this day at this time? So I move into my creative day because I know my mind is going to be there, and I can give them my undivided creative attention, not only to them but for myself also. And that works really, really well, I have found, for me, because before I would try doing it when the emails came in and the phone calls came in,
Right.
and I was on another mindset, right? I was in the business mindset. I was not in the metaverse, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, I will try doing it, and it wasn't as great as, it wasn't as creative as when I just dedicated my time there. So calendars, blocking your time, right, to do what you. So thank you for reiterating that.
Yeah, and then for me, coming from the 9 to 5 and corporate employee world for so long, it is a challenging transition for me, right? Because we can go through Monday through Friday and just doing the same thing every single day, and just stepping into a structure that was already established for us, right? Versus now becoming a preneur, right? And you have to now create those systems yourself, and not things that would apply or things that you've learned from the corporate 9 to 5 doesn't necessarily apply here. So
Right.
it's been interesting challenge.
Yeah, because
There's some challenges
for corporations, I feel like, it's like they're making the decisions, which is why for me, I cannot be, just like you, Andrew, cannot be in corporate. I was in corporate. I was an amazing employee. But when it comes to making decisions, I didn't agree with a lot of the things that they did. And I was in contact with the customer most of the time, not them, right? So I knew the relationship was there. So the way they were suggesting me to do something was not the way I thought that it should have been done. So also for Fuljens, for you, it's like you were already there, like, okay, we have our systems and you just do it. Now you have to actually think and come up with all of that stuff.
Create the system.
Create a system.
Create the system and not just like follow a system.
Right. Yep. But there are also systems that are already created for all creators, which is what was done during Leap that we can now follow.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I love and then if you have not checked out Andrew's session, check it out. I love your calendar, Andrew. I love how you color code it and you have a specific day, a specific theme. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And we could think about, okay, I already do that, but to actually see it on paper is a big difference.
Yeah. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Okay, so let's see what the fam is saying. So
Lots of
I see
comments
some
now.
questions. I see some questions.
Sorry if I missed this, but should we reach out to Andrew if we need help with what? I want to make sure I'm clear on that. Oh, so you're saying, what do we reach out to Andrew if you need help with?
I do one-on-one coaching, so that's right on my site. So if you just need, a 30-minute session to plan out, figure out where you're at, I do that. But most of my life these days is I do remote production for one of the biggest tech memberships in the globe, Tech Tribe out of Australia. But yeah, I do remote video production, but creating ClickUp and high level. I don't know if a lot of people aren't familiar with Go High Level, which is basically, Infusionsoft, Active Campaign. You think about all of those process business systems. So basically, I do ClickUp and high level consulting as well. So to me, that's where I create my processes. So I help other people, create process. So yeah, I totally geeked out on all the extra stuff last week too. So
You did, and you gave some freebies. Not only did Andrew give freebies, but like he has a whole like LinkedIn, getting set up with LinkedIn. He has a lot of other things in there. And also all the other speakers gave great freebies. Again, like we mentioned, Liz gave some freebies. Who else? Matt gave some freebies also, which you mentioned, the naming system. And also there was another, speaking of flows and organization. Kat covered Notion and how to organize it, and that's good for those who use Notion. As well. So there's a lot of great systems out there, fam, that you can choose the one that resonates and that works with you and for you, so that you can increase your bottom line. And
there you go. And then once you're ready for more, there's plenty of sessions for that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, Evie and I are going to be doing a live stream here in a couple of weeks. Like, she and I geek out on ClickUp processes, all that stuff. So I
Yeah, she wrote a book, right?
She did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
So we have a question from Tatiana.
I wonder what it would have been like if we were all in kindergarten together.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
If we had the internet in kindergarten, it would have been a totally different game if I had the internet at 8 years old, believe me.
Oh my gosh, we would be such a mess. It would be such a mess.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine Dak as a little boy who'd be like standing on the table, be like, "You fam, listen. Do not get the cookies like that."
That would have been.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of Doc says, introvert useless label not mentioned before 2020. Y'all know I got a list of, I got XXX2 conditions. People all of a sudden have that hold them back. Confessions should make you better.
Absolutely.
We have DJ Strick in the house.
DJ Strick, hello. Oh,
Strick.
Thank you.
Yes.
The threads.
Oh, stop.
DJ Strick in the house.
Yeah, we real quick before we continue, if you have not checked out Strick's stream from yesterday, Sunday, go ahead and check it out, because he went over the Zoom and Ecamm integration, and it was actually a show and show and tell. It showed you exactly how it looks like and how easy it is.
Nice.
And it was so cool because that's when he started. He was just there, just getting it going, and we saw how he was just getting it started there. People were commenting, and he's just bringing them in, and it was so simple and easy. We saw the process and how it looks to us. So, Strick, thank you so much for that. That was great. I had fun watching it this morning, actually. So, if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. It's right here in the YouTube channel for Ecamm Live. So you can see it going. And Daniel was there. Doc was there. Jeremy was there, I believe.
Yeah.
Michelle was there. Yeah, they showed up. Okay, so.
Full house.
Yeah.
Full house, yes. Saeed, to be honest, I spent a lot of time finding the right system and framework, etc. in the same amount of time. I could have done all the work.
But that's first, though, Saeed. That's not first. Because, I mean, Andrew,
Yeah,
actually,
don't start with the software first. Like,
yeah, go ahead, Andrew. Yep.
And I think that's why I did the session on like getting the right mindset, figuring out, are you protecting your mind? Are you protecting your time? Are you making the right choices? Like, if you do that, then figure out what your processes are, then go find the software. Find whatever it works for you to implement that on a regular basis. Most people will go out and buy software thinking it's going to cure the problem. Like, that's not going to... I worked 30 years in tech. More tech is not going to solve your problem. Throwing another piece of software into the mix. If you don't have processes and you don't have things in a format for you to have repeatable things inside your business, like you're asking for failure, because you're basically going to have a software tool that is going to be broken. And that's really what I help people to flesh out. Okay, what are the things you can create systems out of? And if it's Notion, great. But being able to have processes and systems, and being able to have it repeatable. For me, that's all about, like, how do I create templates out of the stuff that I have to do every day, every week, every month?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to rethink it. So
yeah, and then you go and you have inside you have the replay pass, I believe, right? So you can go ahead and like go over those and see which systems resonate with you, and you can implement. And just like Doc said, just get used, just go over your own systems where you have right now. Get you familiar with with your OS, whether I believe you are, because you mentioned you were a non-Ecamm user. Was that site?
non-Ecamm user.
A non-Ecamm user. So whether you have a PC or you have a Mac, just familiarize yourself with the OS and see what capabilities it has, because all of them, like Apple has the notes, the pages, the Excels. I mean the numbers, right? So
for some people, it's just it's pen and paper. Like I have
that too.
Some clients that were just they're not in tech, so paper, and I'm like, that's fine. Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me
It's a
personally,
little harder
I write
to
it
create
in paper.
templates out of stuff, but
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! So we are. It's time for our trivia. It's time for our.
Gotta have that trivia.
You know, we have to.
Excellent conversation.
Right, and so it's like, take
Yeah.
that back. Tech is awesome. Tech is awesome. And Paul says software only works if you know how to use it. 100%.
Yes.
100%. And it's taking our time, right? Just taking our
Right.
time and dedicating, and not try to add on a couple of other hard things at the same time that you're doing a hard thing, right? You just concentrate on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. All right, so fam, this trivia is all about Andrew. But the same rules apply. Fuljens.
Right. So it's going to be 3 rounds, and it's basically like the original trivia. If we see the first 2 answers that are correct, you move on to the next round, right? But the thing is, if you ask, okay, so what if those 2 people that move on to the next round, they get that answer wrong? So we're going to go back to the first answer and then find the other people who got the answer correct. So you guys take their spot, right? So basically that's what it is.
This is for Leap into Tools and Tastic Replay Pass. Okay, so this is what you're going to get.
Strict.
Strick, you won.
Strick wants to win already.
Chance. Listen, and then before we get into it, because right as soon as we're done with the trivia, we're almost going to be done. So, Andrew, do you have anything else that you would like to share with the fam as it relates to productivity? One tip, like if, for example, let's take Said for an example. Okay, the systems, they're hard to implement. I can do it just all by myself without having systems. What advice would you have for just simple thing, one thing that he can start doing?
Just have a day every week where you work on documenting those systems. Like, especially if you're going to have people. If you're going to have people doing other things, like have it documented. It can't be in your head.
Yeah.
But do you have it repeatable? Like, is it something I can click a button and it repeats, spits out the checklist of the things I have to do? Save your brain power. Like,
Oh my gosh.
if you're not to that place where everything's a template, spend one day, part of a day, one every week doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when customers ask the same question over and
Right.
over again, right? Or we ask the same questions, or whomever is working with us asks. Good advice,
Absolutely.
Andrew. Good advice.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So this is round 1. Again, the first 2 correct answers we see, you move on to the next round. All right. And we'll take it from there.
Good luck, fam. Good luck.
Let's go.
Let's play.
Andrew loves oranges. Which ones are his favorite? A, blood, B, Valencia, C, navel, or D, all of the above?
And you have 30 seconds.
Left. I like how the orange is on the beat.
I know. I got to get me that. I love it. I told Fuljens I love its 80s theme and everything. So.
Right? That's knowing about your audience right there. Come on, fam. Andrew loves oranges. Which ones are his favorites? Full orange, Valencia, navel, or all of the above?
Waiting for some answers to come in.
Okay, they're coming in. I think there's a little delay.
A little delay.
Yeah, a little
Just
delay
give
today.
it a little bit more time.
It's the orange. It's just jumping and it keeps skipping the frames.
The orange is breaking everything.
And then this one, there's no Googling.
Right, exactly. That's why. Okay.
There's no Googling.
Okay, here we go. All right, so there's no Googling, and you all are like, okay, you should have just guessed, just like, okay, we should have just guessed. But we have one answer correct right now.
Yeah.
Just one answer correct,
We do.
yeah.
We do.
So I guess we will have to move on with the right answer. One person, unless you get the next one.
Well, you know, so this is the interesting thing about this 3-round trivia thing, right? So let's pull up the correct answer is all of the above, right? So that's the correct answer, right? So George Canellis is moving on to the next round, but as a result, you people still get to participate.
Yeah.
Along with George.
Please.
Right? So get ready for round number 2.
This is for Leap into
Replay
Tools and
pass.
Tastic Replay
Maybe
Pass.
everybody has a replay pass. So maybe that's why people are not answering.
If
And they're
it's-
mesmerized by the
By the
dancing
orange.
Orange.
Wait, so that's a good point. Does everybody here have a replay pass for Leap into Tools and Tactics? Thumbs up if you do, and a finger like this if you don't.
Yes, George is still on a roll.
Yeah, George is still on a roll. Here we go, and we're over here making it right so that everybody has a chance to win. All right, here we go. So, fam, let's do the. Let's go.
Here's the next one.
Here's the next one.
What type of business did Andrew start when he was just 8 years old? Lemonade stand, candy business, car wash, or dog walking? Doc has a replay pass.
AG has it too. Maggie says she doesn't. Said says he doesn't. He attended most lives. Okay, so let's continue playing. Let's go. Oh my God.
All right.
Oh my gosh, you see, this is it. Okay.
Correct answer is candy business. Candy business.
So we got everything but. See, that was
everything but
my
the
stump question.
Candy business.
What kind of candy was it? All candy?
Here's all right. There's this interesting story on that one. Again, my brother and my 2 cousins, we would buy a 15-pound slab of chocolate, break it into pieces, melt it down. We had candy molds, so we actually made our own candy.
Okay.
So we started off doing that till my dad found the Warehouse Club in Pittsburgh, and I found candy in bulk and didn't have to do as much work, but could make as much profit. So I'm like, all right, I'm into that. So
There
I was
we
a OG candy gangsta. So I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Not an entrepreneur.
That was my
but
backpack.
candy.
I didn't have any books in my backpack. It was all candy, and I would generally be sold out before I got off the bus trip to school in the morning. So
Oh wow.
I love it.
Nice. So okay, so we still have a George. George is still in the lead.
Yeah.
Okay, George is still in the lead. Here we go. You see,
Candy
Andrew,
selling-
you got
candy selling Orange Walker.
entrepreneur, the chocolate genius.
There you go. All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Here is the final round.
Yes.
Andrew's currently writing a book. What is a possible book title? The Unstoppable CEO, The Candy Gangsta, BuildingComm, The Creatorpreneur.
That's for you, Duck.
That orange is epic, man. The dancing orange is epic.
Right? I mean, the dancing orange is hypnotizing everybody. Can dance.
They're here for the orange. They're here for the dancing orange. And that's it.
That's funny, AG.
And
That needs to be your YouTube short right there. It's just the dancing orange.
And look at that. The correct answer is BuildingComm.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we have a match, right?
We have we have a correct answer here, and that is from Maggie Rose.
Maggie Rose. Maggie, are you the country?
Congratulations, Maggie.
All right, there's a country singer named Maggie Rose. I love her work. So I wonder, are you the same Maggie Rose that sings country music? So
Are
that
you?
would be cool.
The book,
Oh my gosh.
The book is all about how to play honest trivia.
There you go.
No, listen. Because if you were Googling it, if it was Googleable,
Yeah.
right, you would have been all over this. But this is not Googleable, and it's a replay
it's not
pass.
Googleable.
So that's why. Okay. Who's the winner? Maggie, you said? No, Maggie
Yeah.
answered it correctly.
Maggie won George won the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody won the second round. And then Maggie got the third question correct, and George got it incorrect.
Okay.
Nice.
So we need a tiebreaker now? Is that what it is? To win? Yes, I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So
Very
whomever gets close to how old Fuljens is wins the pass. Here we go. Whomever gets close to
No, go ahead. I'm
How
going to
old-
play the Dancing Orange song.
yeah, how old
you go.
Fuljens is. Whomever gets closest gets the replay pass, and that is actually not whomever. George or Maggie are the ones. So George and Maggie, who gets closer to Fuljens' age wins the pass. Let's go. Just George, just George, and George and Maggie.
The dancing orange and this beat are going to be like earwormed for the day. So.
It's gold.
Okay, well, we have a winner.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have a winner. We have a
We
winner.
do have a winner.
Okay.
I
The
love- That song is pretty
closest-
cool. Never tried that song before. Like it just dug it out of the Epidemic Sound library. It's like, oh, it's on beat.
Okay, so George,
George-
between George and Maggie,
George came the closest.
George came the closest. So you are.
Nice.
And now the question is, do you have a replay pass, George?
I'm old.
Do you have a replay pass, George? Here we go.
We'll wait a little while for that. I don't think he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Divided by 3, carry the 1. Yeah. I think.
No, it's
like,
your
I'm too old
age
to do
is 4
math.
divided by 3, carry the 1. That's it. That's it. Okay. Okay, so he
Yeah,
doesn't
the
have
woohoo,
one.
woohoo means that George does not have a replay.
Okay,
so.
nice, George. You earned this pass. You earned this pass, and you need to contact marketing@ecamm.com, and they will get you set up.
Definitely. And for those who
Nice.
would like to purchase a replay pass, here is the QR code for that. It's $45 for the replays and guidebook. And years past leaps, you get that as well. It is an amazing value. Congratulations again to George Canellis, who won this evening.
Yeah,
Nice.
Andrew, thanks for
Congrats,
playing.
George.
Thanks for playing. Your answers, your now everybody knows your business, and as Strict mentioned, that's a great idea for kids. So parents who are in the audience, if you in the chat, go ahead and pass it along for a business. along with
Absolutely.
systems.
I just encourage that. I don't think enough gets encouraged to kids to run their own business when they're young like that. Like I said, I think if you have a kid, embrace it, and help them figure out how to help themselves better. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. And that's an easy business because they can still do it. Yeah, that's cool. Paul, I will be your consultant. Listen, the game is the same, fam. The game is the same, and we will continue to finesse it.
The comments are as entertaining as the game itself.
We will
think they are,
Jeremy says, I think we all learned the pass. Just trying to figure out the game.
We will finesse the game. We got it all settled last time. It was because the questions were different and you all were not familiar with it. That is it.
Less answers.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's always a wrench being thrown in this game, so this game will forever stay in beta.
No. That's not true. That is not true. Because there were a lot, this game now has a couple of different winners, even though George is still on the run. But it will continue to get better, right?
Yeah.
That's it. It will continue to get better. Andrew, you have been such an amazing guest, full of insights and calmness because, I was calm today, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't too. Because Andrew was here.
Building calm.
Yeah, because Andrew was here in system. If you would like to connect with Andrew, how do they do that?
If they go to orangenomad.com, all my socials are on there. I got free stuff on there. I give away tons of free stuff. If you did go to Leap, by the way, it's orangenomad.com/leap-2024. You can get some extra free stuff that I gave away to the folks from Ecamm. So
yeah. This is one of the things that I loved about the session. A lot of great freebies were given.
Yeah.
A lot of great startups and things like that. And then, oh my gosh, we don't have time to talk about this now, but if you get the replay pass, check out the Cast Magic session. Holy mother of yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting things and systems and workflows and just getting your audio out easier, right? And out there, or blogs or whatever you want to do, Cast Magic is what's
Cast Magic is what's up. Yeah.
And it seems so easy to do. I have yet to try it, but from what I saw, it's just magic.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just Cast Magic.
Yeah, Katie shared a sample of notes from Rob Balasabas on her LinkedIn, and I checked that out. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have like 3 pieces of software that are on my list this week to start messing around with. That's definitely one of them. So
where are the other 2?
Magi was the other one. I forget who mentioned Magi. I think it was Jeff C. Is that his name? SIEH. I think he mentioned Magi, and I can't remember the third one. It just left me. But yeah. Cast Magic was one of the ones that I definitely was on my list of being able to repurpose content quickly. So
yeah, we spoke about it last Monday that Leap was going to bring on SAS, Software Acquisition Syndrome.
Yeah, for sure.
Only if you need it though, because we're about strategically investing our time strategically. So only if it makes sense for you, you get that. But Cast Magic and Spitify for other things that we have going on. That's one that we're going to implement. And then the other one was for me. It had to do with, oh my gosh, what is the name? I'm like you right now, Andrew. I bet you the same one that you're thinking is the same one that I'm thinking right now.
What was it for?
It was about links and how not to send people to the link in bio. And there was another like this. It actually tracked all the links and it gave you the metrics where they went. And if a link was posted on comments, it will show you where all of that. Like that tool was pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of that one either. So.
Stampede!
So many.
Yes, thank you, right, Stampede. That was it.
Yes.
Yes, that was it. So those are the three that I'm going to look. I'm going to
Nice.
give it a try.
Nice.
Yes,
Stampede.
yes.
Tatiana says, lots of love, fam. Thank you, Anna and
Yes.
Joanna. Fuljens. Catch you next
Thank
time.
you,
Thank you,
guys.
Tatiana. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Tatiana. See you soon. Everybody, thank you so much for being here with us. We'll be back next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Anna Hill,
And I'm Fuljens Henry.
and you're watching Ecamm Network News and Entertainment, and we're here with the incredible Andrew Moon, who shares so many valuable information. Thank you so much, Andrew.
See ya. Good. Thank you guys for having me. This was lots of fun. Lots of fun tonight.
You're so welcome. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next Monday.